Before we get into the details and the exciting aspect of the growth, I like to understand about you first. So let the audience know about your background and what your current portfolio was before you joined FMRE as a client. So please, over to you.
Hi, my name is Sujit. Professionally, I'm into IT and engineering, and my wife.
I'm Shefali. I'm also in IT.
Portfolio wasn't much. We just owned a house that we live in at the moment. And then we think of doing investment and weren't sure what to do, and then got reference to Anubhav from our friend, and that's how we came in contact. Yep.
That's amazing. And your friend is also a client of ours, which is amazing to see how the reference really works, and it really works very well for us. Hoping to have more from your end as well down the line now that you've seen the benefit. Sure. But going into your investment journey right now, so thank you so much for trusting at that point in time. And yes, you live in a beautiful area, a blue chip area in Melbourne, which is great. So Sujit and Shefali, what has been your journey over this 1 year holding this investment property, knowing that the property was quite old as well, 30 years old in a regional Victoria market? How have you felt through it, and what's been the result?
Yeah, the result has been amazing. It's like around 18-20% rise in the property. And when we started, we were a bit reluctant onto how we are going to go and do investment and what would be the best state to go in and buy property, and Anubhav and his team really helped us in that, and they did pretty good handholding and took us through every step in brief and make us understand what is involved, and then finalize a property in Victoria, which we bought last I think in 2024, end of 2024. It has performed really well. It has shown 20% growth, like I said, and we're really happy, and also planning to invest more with Anubhav in future.
Oh, that's amazing. So 20% growth in Victoria, regional Victoria, that too at the time when most of the Melbourne is sluggish and not moving. And I'm sure in the area you live in, have you seen that type of growth at all around where you live in the metro blue chip area?
No, the growth in our area, I think it's somewhere between 5 to 10%. But yeah, this is astonishing, doing well, the property that we bought. We weren't expecting that kind of growth.
That's amazing. So look, this is where I think the value is to invest at the right time and in the right market whenever you're ready. People say that this is a good time to invest. And I've always been saying for the last 7 years that just invest. If you're ready with the money, invest. We can find the right markets at the right time. And we've seen Victoria in a debt position almost for 3 years after COVID. And even now starting to just lift its head out of the water, especially Melbourne. And we can see some movement, but more to see right now. And in this time, you've trusted the team to be able to help you buy somewhere remote, and that to see the result right now. But going back then, suggesting to buy something in regional market versus metro around you, how did you feel about that? And what gave you the confidence to invest regional?
Yeah, like I said, we were a bit reluctant on going regional, and because the markets in Victoria were not that great at all at the time, and because some of our friends had done investment in other states and they had really good growth, and we were on the same lines on going to those states and buying property there instead in Victoria. But then Anubhav and his team gave us a really good explanation about how the Victoria is on the cusp of turning around and making profit here. So it would be a good time to invest in regional Victoria. And then they gave us all the stats, walk us through how it would be beneficial for us. It all made sense, really, really good sense. And that's how we went ahead with them and bought a property, and also they helped us really well in the process of buying the first property.
The property is also 35-year-old, but we haven't seen any issues so far. Very minor. So yeah, well done again, Anubhav and team, to help us build the property.
Yeah, that's good. It keeps your issues away. Of course, this is building. It's a structure. Things can go wrong. There could be minor issues. There could be major issues. We really don't know. But it comes down to a very good inspection that's done by a building inspector to really know the problems in the property. That brings me to a great point of the process of actually the service that we offer. How did you feel through going through the entire process? Buying the whole property, apart from then realizing that, okay, I'm convinced on regional market, but the entire process to settlement and, the teams that's involved. What did you feel about that?
Well, you guys were always ahead, one step ahead from us. You were always giving the suggestion, now do this, go to this agent, and sharing all the contacts from the regional that we had no idea, sharing the property manager contacts and everything. So you guys has actually handled everything.
Did you find that you had a lot of clarity moving into the process and also knew that what the next steps would look like for yourself?
Yes, definitely. You were always sharing all the insights and detailed before even we jumped into the market. So yeah, it was very clear and thorough.
Yeah, when we were into settlement, there were some issues and last minute things that came up with the house, that the things that needed fixing. You took a lot of initiative, and because I wasn't in the country, so I think you guys went ahead and had a chat with the seller, the real estate agent, in arranging things, and yeah, that was really, really helpful. Thank you for that.
So you started on a property without being in the country. And
yes.
All that heavy lifting was done with the team to help you smoothly. Amazing. So I think that's a big thing, actually having a service like that in which doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still keep going with your activities over here. And a lot of that heavy lifting is being done through the process. And then now that we are doing this 12-month review as well that we just completed, how did you feel about this one coming into it? And then at the end of that 12-month session, what does that bring to you in terms of clarity?
So we know what's our current property values in the market. We also have clear what we have to do this financial year, what kind of investment we can do. And so the past, present, and future, all three phases are clear now after this meeting with you.
And you did come up with some of your ideas as well that you wanted to do on the side. Did you feel convinced that what has been a suggestion to you make more sense of financials versus things that you proposed?
Yeah, you have changed our perspective of investment. So and relaxed right now, because as you said, if you have money, you will get more distracted where to invest it. So we are more relaxed and calm after discussing with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So going into developments, changing homes, all this is cost, right? And pretty much the realization doesn't happen until you've gone on and you live in a blue chip suburban area, for example, and you said, the growth rate is not that been great as compared to what you've yourself have seen in the investment. So why go and do some, a scale of project that you have not done previously, but the result also not working to the that you have. So it's a lot more sense to bring it in the session, do the opportunity cost analysis, and then give you a right outcome to see, okay, at least give you options that you have on table based on financial position and risk, and choose what is next right for you. So that brings up to the point that what is the next? What are we doing next? What is the plan? What's your next plan? What are we doing next?
We'll be doing some investment property with Anubhav, so we go ahead with that. Yeah, we're at the stage where we're sorting our finances at the moment. So a couple of weeks.
Going to invest more with you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's awesome. Thank you. And with your tenancy as well, you already had a tenant, I just said earlier as well, even before settled. So has there been any issue with the tenant in such a profile?
All sorted. We also had a property manager which was existing and which you guys introduced to us. So we went ahead with them as well. They have been following up with the tenant, and there hasn't been any major issue, just minor fixes here and there to the property. And the tenant has also been amazing. There are no issues with the tenant, and they got us a tenant which was already renting before, and he is kind of a long-term tenant. So we would go ahead renting the property for next couple of years.
So look, a path of building a portfolio which is really good. First investment's done, and we're buying your next one soon, which I'm super excited to help you buy something interstate this time. So we diversify as much as possible. How you feel comfortable with the interstate investment?
Yes. We don't have any issues, and you always open to listen our thoughts as well, and you clarify all the thoughts and give more clarity. So it's like it's build up a trust that you listen and understand and give the response. So it's both ways. So we are very happy to go ahead with you with the interstate as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for confirming that, but also giving us a great review today. It really makes life a lot more easier. This is the reason we wait for the whole year to see how the outcome looks like for our clients, and we feel so proud that what the team has been able to help deliver, and ultimately the outcome is being met, and it's only the beginning of the journey. continue in the same path, and hopefully we can keep living up to your expectations and deliver the same. So I really want to thank you for your time as well today, being Sunday, for being here and giving us this review. Thank you so much for being today with us.